what point do we just accept the fact that Manchester United are not a big club anymore? Every year, without fail, one of my first rebuilds has been with Manchester United. And the point that I'm taking them from gets worse and worse every year. You go back to my videos like 3-4 years ago, and it's, oh, Manchester United are getting rebuilt because they didn't win the Premier League. I'm rebuilding them now because they almost got relegated last year. My FC30 Manchester United rebuild's going to be starting in League 2. This club is a mess. They've spent hundreds of millions of pounds again this window, and they are starting piss poor in the Premier League and the Cup. Amarin's probably going to get sacked in the next couple weeks if things don't get turned around. And that dude growing out his hair on TikTok is never getting a haircut again. God help you, Man United. I'm here. Not only does the position we take over Manchester United from every year get worse and worse, but so does the starting 11s. Yes, there are some standouts. Notably, the new signings, Cunha and Mbeumo, are two of the highest rated players in the squad. Watch that change next year. Bruno Fernandes, still 87 rated, but there's hope at United, but there's a lot more work to do than previous years. Let the rebuild begin. So first things first, I had to make a change to the starting lineup. I've gone for a 4-3-3 attacking formation. I don't want United sitting back in that 5 at the back anymore. I'm getting rid of Amarin's styles and putting my own styles and my own players in. Whilst Bayinda has been half decent for United, definitely better than Onana, I'm going with their new Belgian signing Lemons as the starting keeper. Bruno Fernandes, as he gets older, I'm going to convert him to a center midfielder and give Cunha the keys at attacking midfield. Amad Diallo, I'm about to convert him to a left winger. I could play him on the right, but I want to keep Mbeumo there. But I want to see how Amad Diallo goes on that left wing spot. I want to get him into the starting 11. I saw United play in Atlanta in the preseason. And I know it's only preseason, but I was impressed with Amad Diallo. Every time he got the ball, he looked like he was going to do something insane. So we're going to get the former Sunderland loanee converted to a left winger. For me, though, a lot of the business I want to do in this opening window is around the defense. The attack has had so much investment in this past transfer window. I want us focusing on the defense, which is why our first signing is going to come at the defense. In previous years, a player moving from Brighton to Manchester United just seemed like a rite of passage. Nowadays, it's almost unrealistic, but Jean-Paul Van Hecker is going to join us in the defense. He's impressed at Brighton. We want to take his career to the next level and help save us clean sheets. The Dutchman joins us from Brighton for 21.5 mil. And most of my business is going to come in the defense. Luke Shaw. He's been at United for so damn long, but it is time to say goodbye. I want to restructure the DNA here, so we're going to go let him get his Saudi bag. Whilst Tyrell Malacia will be making a move to South London. And look, I want to make sure that Delete is getting starting game time there alongside Van Hecker. So when this offer came in for Martinez, I like Martinez, but I think this money was just too hard to turn down. He wasn't going to be my starting centre back. We've got big depth there, so 31 mil to Villa seems like a no-brainer. Another move at left back, though, Diego Leone is heading on loan to Talleres. Now, I was tempted to give Patrick Dorgu the starting left back role, but looking at it on paper, it's just such a weak spot in the squad right now. So I've elected to sign a new starting left back. From France, it is Melvin Bard joining us from Nice. But there we go, fellas. Amad Diallo officially a left winger. Excited to see what he can do with a full season under his belt. I want to get his finishing up as well. I'm going to put him on the inside forward training plan for the year. Dude, I'm trying to send Lenny Yoro off on loan, but only the big dogs are coming in for him. I want to send him to like a mid-tier club where he's actually going to get game time. Like this, I've sent Obi off on loan. 2-year move to Copenhagen. Get some Champions League game time, but should be starting for them. All right, we got it over the line. It's not quite as small a squad as I'd hoped, but Aston Villa, more chance of him getting game time there. 2-year loan for Lenny Yoro. And our final move of the summer is sending Aiden Heaven off on loan. He started to get more opportunities. He has definitely impressed. I want to make sure he keeps continuing on this good trajectory, heading on loan to PSV. So as we get ready for life in the Premier League, this is how the starting 11 looks. The only additions are Baird and Van Hecker. Still got a lot of money though. I'm prepared to spend it in January. A lot of it, honestly, the most likely would probably be in center midfield. It just depends on Kobe Mainu, how he develops. But we have no European distractions. We need to make sure, number one, United are as far away as possible from the relegation battle. But I want us pushing for at least some sort of European football this year. Oh my God, I'm simulating through the calendar. We've been hit with one of these events, and it is not a good one. Bank dilemma. An audit of the club's finances uncovered some significant financial problems. As a result, £72 million has been taken away from the transfer budget. We had 144 million. Now we have 72.5 million. Still a lot of money, but I mean, that is probably realistic for Manchester United's current state. Financial turmoil aside, it has been a strong start to the season for Manchester United standards. We sit 7th right now. We are 8 points behind Man City and Aston Villa though, so if we want to get up into those higher European spots, we're going to have to really turn it on in the second half of the year. We've also got a lot of clubs breathing down our necks, looking in a good spot to avoid relegation, but I'm never taking that for granted right now with United. Harry Maguire does only have 6 months left on his contract though. He still is not ready to negotiate though. I want to talk, bro. I want to get you re-signed. Kobbie Mainoo not necessarily lighting things up right now in the Premier League though. So I'm going to throw him on loan, look to get him a short-term loan move. And from there, we will make a big signing in the starting 11 in the midfield. It is going to be for Angelo Stiller. I really like this signing because we have two center midfielders. It complements one another. Fernandez playing center midfield has that more attacking streak. Stiller has the more defensive midfield streak. I'm excited. And whilst all of my signings so far have been directly focused on the starting 11, I think it's good for us to have a bit of an attention on the future. Bryan Mbeumo still by far my starting right winger, but Santiago Lancina joining us from River Plate is a succession plan potentially down the line. Whoa! I didn't show you guys because I didn't expect it, but I just converted Angelo Stiller from a defensive midfielder to a center midfielder, and immediately that took him from an 83 overall to an 85 overall. I am pleasantly surprised by that. Still not a single loan offer though for Kobbie Mainoo. That Newcastle one came in the summer transfer window. At that stage, I was not interested in it. Now I kind of wish I took it. And it stayed that way. Not a single loan offer for Kobbie Mainoo. I'm sorry, mate. I tried. Hopefully Casemiro doesn't walk on a free. I kind of wanted to re-sign him, but I'll see how this ends at the start of the season, unless we get any crazy unexpected events again. We have ended the season the same place we were on January 1st. The big difference is though, we have drawn so many games, go from 2 draws to 9 draws, and then I think we were 8 losses to 10. So pretty decent second half of the year. 7th, I think that will get us Conference League next season. Man United push up into a Europa League spot, whilst it is Liverpool winning the league by 14 points. Spurs finishing mid-table, whilst in the relegation zone, it is Burnley, Brentford, and Sunderland going down. Liverpool win the FA Cup, 4th round exit for us. But we have lost the Carabao Cup. We had an opportunity to win silverware in our first season as United manager. 4-1 over Arsenal in the final at Wembley. We beat Man City in the semis. How the hell do Arsenal get Doncaster? English domination in the Champions League with Liverpool. Celtic beat Fenerbahce to win the Europa League. Whilst Mainz beat Fiorentina to win the Conference League. I'm hopeful that we are in the Conference League next year so that we can have a good crack at it. Bryan Mbeumo, what a first season though for the new star signing. 23 goals, 6 assists, and an upgrade to an 86 overall. Šeško's got good growth, but it's a pretty mediocre start to the year. Not a single assist, 16 goals. It's fine. I would have liked more. It's a decent first year. I'm hoping he can really take it to the next level. Amad Diallo gets his first year at left wing. Pretty well-rounded season for him. But the thing I'm excited about is so many players coming back from loan spells next season. Only +1 growth for Lenny Yoro. Heaven goes +3 at PSV. +4 for Diego Leon. And +3 for Orbi. We will be saying goodbye to 3 players though. Tom Heaton retiring. Casemiro about to become a free agent. Still doesn't want contract negotiations. And Harry Maguire, he's heading to Crystal Palace on a free transfer. Season 2 is about to be massive at Old Trafford. Let's crack on and try getting new. Oh my god, Pep Guardiola signed at Juventus. Hold up, Pep Guardiola. I was just expecting to routinely end season 1. Pep Guardiola left Man City and went to Juventus. Rightio, there is an opening in Manchester. Let's get Man United top of the lot again. We are about to go absolutely crazy here to start season 2. A lot of players are about to find new clubs. First one is going to be Toby Collier going to France permanently. And we finally got some interest for Mainoo. We actually got a lot of interest to send him on loan. The club that he's heading on loan to is going to be Nice for 2 years. I didn't know if it was going to be them or Fenerbahce, but he's heading to France. Ethan Williams heads to the MLS. Sonny Al Joffrey, the defender, heading permanently to Saudi Arabia. Aiden Heaven gets another 2-year loan move. And Marcus Rashford, back from his loan spell at Barcelona, it's time to say goodbye. I'll show you where he went in a second, but Diego Leon also went off on loan. But yeah, Marcus Rashford, this is somewhat realistic. Going to Aston Villa permanently. Spent some time there last year, so gonna head there permanently. D's rough. That's what she said. It is time for our first signing of the window, though. I'm going to go for a right back, a former Premier League right back. In this universe, Jurrien Timber left Arsenal last year, went to Atalanta, so I'm bringing him back to the Premier League. A huge addition to our defense. The Dutchman signs on. I think now 3 out of our 4 defensive roles are occupied by Dutchmen. Sepp Vandenberg, though, a part of that relegated Brentford side, I figure we can bring him in. We've sold and loaned out so many defenders that we kind of need one now. Like, need some backups. So Vandenberg's perfect cover. Still 24 years of age, 79 overall. He's looking to get back to the Premier League, so he will join us for 20 mil. But now we can get back to doing the business. There's still so much to do. Ethan Wheatley, 2-year loan to Lecce. Harry Amas heads on loan to Everton. Enzo Canabic heading on loan to Poland. And in maybe the least surprising news of this entire rebuild, I have sold Andre Onana. And the good news, he gets to stay in the Premier League. Ange Postecoglou disaster class as he signs him. I will say, quite annoyingly, Diogo Dalot wanted out of the club, that's whatever. It's not the biggest loss in the world given our current stocks. But the annoying thing is right now, before the patch, the board would auto accept offers and you wouldn't even get a say in it. Now they auto reject offers. Like, it goes ongoing and then gets rejected. I didn't press anything. It doesn't give me an option to accept them. No actions available. They just get rejected automatically. It's gone from one extreme to the other. So Diogo Dalot's never going to leave the club until his contract expires. Or if I put him in a swap deal, which honestly I might do. Oh my God, what's going on with Bayinda? It has come to our attention that Bayinda has been making scathing press declarations and interviews publicly discussing why does he want to leave the team? We're asking you to take a stand on this. Oh my God. Isolate and sell, I guess. I don't really want to sell him, but I don't want to terminate his contract. It's going to be for like 5 mil. Do I just cut his contract right now? All right, let's take a stand. Let's terminate his contract. We have sold Daniel Gore, though, another player. I just want to get rid of a lot of the players that are getting into those early 20s that don't have insane potential or anything like Daniel Gore. At least, like it says here, it says, "We have discussed the matter internally and fully support your decision. Please proceed with the termination of his contract. As this is by mutual agreement, the club will not have to pay a transfer fee, or a termination fee rather," which is very nice. So we will go and release him. It should be, yep, cool. All right, see you, Bayinda. I don't know why he wanted to leave. This was not a move I necessarily expected to be making, but Michael Cooper will be joining us as a backup goalkeeper. I have clearly stated in his contract that he is a sporadic first team player, so hopefully no toys being thrown out of the pram. Dude, we are getting hit with these so much. Use it or lose it. The club has decided that any remaining transfer budget will not carry over to next season and be redirected towards other priorities. We've still got 120 million pounds. I guess I have no choice but to use it in January now. So until our inevitable big spend in January, this is what the side is looking like. I'm super happy with the direction that we are heading. The front three is growing nicely. Hopefully Diallo can have a solid year here and get himself close to that 85 marker. The midfield absolutely crushing it. Stiller, such a good signing. Lamon's grown nicely. Van Hecken nicely. Bad, not so much. I'm not going to say probably, but if we were to predict where we're going to upgrade, maybe go for a big time left back. Our bench is so solid. Højlund and Sancho back into the team and onto the bench. I was debating selling one of them, but I think it's really nice to have them as a 1-2 punch if anything happens to Sesko. But I want us in the Champions League next year. I think this team is good enough to qualify for top 4. We're in the Conference League. I want us winning that. I think we can definitely win it. I mean, Lyon, there's some solid teams. Lyon, Napoli, Sociedad, Mönchengladbach. But I want us going all out for the Conference League as well. 1st of January, we are sitting 6th. It's a much more manageable 6th than last year, but still 7 points out of a Champions League spot. That is not good enough. I want us safely in the top 4. I mean, we're still in the title race technically, 10 points away from Man City, but it's going to take a serious effort. Yeah, I've got to do it. I could go for a new left winger, but I'm going to keep with Amad Diallo. I'm going to go for somebody big time, I think, at left back. Van Hecker, I'm probably going to keep him starting center back though, but let's go spend big money on a new left back. I don't get the opportunity to sign him very often nowadays, but if the board is forcing us to sign a player and use our money, I'm going to use it on him. Fonzie is our man at the left back. back row. Alphonso Davies, the Canadian, is going to be a Manchester United player. Wears the red and white of Bayern Munich and Canada, but trades the red and white of Bayern Munich for the red and white of Manchester United. We sign him from the German juggernauts for £72 million. Bang! We sneak into the top 4. We have had a great second half of the year. Alphonso Davies making the difference, 75 points. We finished 1 point ahead of Tottenham, 3 points ahead of Liverpool. That is such a contrast. We lose on the final day and we could have been down in the Conference League, but Man United finally back in the Champions League. We're going to be heading there with Chelsea, City, and Arsenal. All right, who got relegated? Is it going to be a big team? Oh, okay. First of all, Southampton go down, Brighton go down, which is massive. Wrexham, I didn't even realize they made it into the Premier League. Wrexham straight down though. It would be hilarious if Wrexham became a yo-yo club. Man City beat Chelsea to win the FA Cup. Semi-final exit to Chelsea for us. Chelsea also won the Carabao Cup. Oh my God, so many semi-final exits. PSG beat Arsenal to win the Champions League. Juventus beat Man City. Pep Guardiola against his former club in the Europa League final. We finished first in Conference League play though. 0 losses, top, so we get to go right into the round of 16. I want us to try winning this tournament. We beat Royal Union St. Galois 3-2 into the quarterfinals. We beat Sociedad 6-3. We're into the semi-finals and we are out on penalties. Oh my God, we've gone out in the semi-finals of the Conference League, FA Cup, and Carabao Cup this year. We finished 4th in the Prem as well. We love 4th place this year, but it is Napoli who end up winning the Conference League. End of the day, I'm just pumped that we are in the Champions League next year, and I'm also excited to see that Benjamin Sesko has had an insane second season at United. It's what we had manifested. He gets himself 39 goal contributions, up to an 87 overall. Brian Mbeumo gets himself 35 contributions, 89 overall, and Mad has had a solid year. The lads are doing a great job. Still up to an 88, 11 assists for him. Oh my God, bro. Kobbie Mainoo goes up to an 82 overall, which is nice. Ethan Williams, 66 plus 3. Lenny Yoro coming back to the club as an 81 overall. Aiden Heaven, another plus 2. Harry Amas goes up plus 2. Leon plus 3. Olby returning as a 71. Plus 4 for Kana and plus 4 for Wheatley. All right, lads. But a lot of players leaving the club. I tried to sell a lot of these guys in the summer window. Joe Hugel, Ethan Ennis, Tyler Fredrickson, Habib Ongunai, and Eli Harrison all walking on frees. The board didn't let us bring the money over from last year, but holy hell, they still gave us a mozza to work with here. Had 194 mil. I have negotiated a couple contracts finally when the players let us. But yeah, we have got a stupid amount of money, and I want to build in a squad that can compete for the Champions League title here in season number 3. So it is a signing that you guys might not have expected. Cunha's been decent at the attacking midfield role, but he hasn't necessarily lit the league up. He's 28 years of age, 85 overall, getting okay statistics. But I think if we want to go to that next level, we need one of the world's best attacking midfielders, which is why we have secured the services of Malik Tillman. The American will be joining us from Bayer Leverkusen. We have paid a huge sum for him, but he's 25 years of age, 87 overall. He is going to be a superstar, just absolutely feeding it to Sesko. Malik Tillman, welcome to Man United. Definitely going to be a lighter year in terms of transfers out of the club though. Last year we had like 15 transfers. This year maybe 2 or 3. Not a permanent one, but Harry Amas, another loan move. And then a 2-year loan move to Wrexham for Kanabik. Happening again, lads. We're getting all of these damn offers that I can't even negotiate coming in for players. Same thing happened for Diogo Dalot. Now we're getting them for Marui and Jadon Sancho. I assume it's going to block all of them. But look, I want to go in for a backup center midfielder, Habib Diarra. Let's see if we can do a straight swap for Dalot. I think if this works, this might be the move in the future, but we can't play him anyways. He's on a leave of absence. So let's see if we can do a straight swap here. Graham Potter now in the championship with Sunderland. Let's see what they say. They are interested. You know what? I'm actually cool with this. 12.5 mil. Let's bring the transfer fee down slightly, but they are interested in Diogo Dalot. If you want to sit out, you can go down in the championship, mate. 7.5 mil is accepted by Graham Potter and Sunderland. This might be the move from now on. Okay, we've got the cutscene. It has gone through. We have done a successful player swap. Habib Diarra will be joining us. Dalot's era of sitting on the reserves and moping is over. I was worried that it wasn't going to let us do it with Dalot. Just so many problems with this game that EA fixes one thing and another thing breaks in career mode this year. It does my head in, but at least we know this works. Another permanent departure here in the goalkeeper role. Vitek wanted out of the club, so we've organized a transfer to him to Al Hilal, teaming up with Luke Shaw very quickly. The young Argentine Santiago Lencina did request a loan move though, which is fair enough. I don't want him sitting in the reserves 24/7, so he's going to go to Marseille. It's a healthy looking team, lads. It is a healthy looking team right now. Tillman slots in perfectly. Bruno Fernandes to a 90. Van Hecker in the past couple weeks has gone up to an 85. We are surely going to be in contention for a Champions League title. The thing I love with this team is look how strong our bench is. Our bench is so strong that Mount and Xerxes and Vandenberg don't even make the reserves, don't even make the bench. Champions League lookout though, 21st ranked in the Champions League this year. That means nothing to me though. It's all about who we face. Well, we start off taking on Bayern Munich. All right, Davies against his former club. Then we host Marseille. We're going to go against our man. Anderlecht coming to Old Trafford in October. Lille will come into Old Trafford in November. Then we travel to Turkey, travel to Istanbul. Going to get the fireworks out of the hotel room as we face Galatasaray. December, this is tough, bro. This is a tough Champions League group. We've got Milan in December. Juventus in January, dude. We do not have any easy games here. And then Borussia Dortmund. We have got one of the hardest Champions League runs that I have seen in rebuild history. Oh no. Oh no. How the hell have we done that? We finished 25th in the Champions League. Inter Milan going out alongside of us, but the rest of the teams, bro, we are shocking. 2 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses, 9 points. And we will not be playing in the Champions League. We cannot win it this year. We miss out on the playoffs by 1 position, by goal differential. Fenerbahce scored 2 more goals, have 2 goals better goal difference, and they go through. That is brutal, dude. We don't get to drop down to the Europa League like the old format. We just have to grind it out in the Premier League. How are we going in the Premier League so far? It's the 1st of February. We sit 3rd right now. We need to get ourselves back in the Champions League next year. And to make things worse, the contracts have struck again. Rasmus Højlund didn't want to re-sign a contract, so Leverkusen have picked him up on a free, and Marui, he wanted to leave on a free. He didn't want to sign a contract, so he's going to Bayern Munich. This is brutal. Being able to focus on the Premier League has helped us comfortably qualify top 4. City don't get there. Where that City comes 7th, Chelsea 8th. Oh my god. Arsenal win the Premier League though. We finish 6 points behind them. Back in the Champions League, and my god, lads, we need to do better than getting knocked out in league phase play. I know we had tough opponents, but that is still terrible. All right, who got relegated? Relegated down are Wolverhampton, Leicester, and Ipswich. Tottenham win the FA Cup final, and Arsenal win the Carabao Cup. Bayern Munich end up winning the Champions League. I'm still just so mad about that. Liverpool win the Europa League over Benfica, and the Conference League goes to Bilbao. Amad Diallo, what a season here for him. 33 goals, up to an 86 overall. I'm glad we kept the faith with him. Sesko gets himself to an 89 overall, and Buemo into the 90s. Bruno hanging solid. Tillman, that's a solid first year for him, and Cunha a bit of a super sub there. Mason Mount, I'm bummed out about this. He refuses. He just doesn't want to engage in contract negotiations, so he's going to be leaving on a free. So many players are going to leave on frees this year. Rasmus Højlund to Leverkusen and Marui to Bayern Munich. We're going to lose so many players in videos this year, bro. It's going to hurt. Let's just go balls to the wall. Get ourselves at least into the knockout rounds of the Champions League in Season 4. Come on, United. Our team is at the point where I look at it and I'm like, all right, the team's pretty damn good. Let's go for the best players in the world to make upgrades because the team is so damn good. We have like 200 million pounds. So I'm like, all right, let's go get the world's best center back. Well, the best one that we could actually get, Piero Hincapi, the Ecuadorian, 88 overall, joining us from Leverkusen. It is just cooked. And all right, the starting 11's as good as it can basically get. Let's go get some cooked reserves. Johan Bakayoko. What a backup right wing option that is for Brian Mbeumo, the Belgian winger, signing on for 40 mil. This is stupid. It's just a ridiculous team, lads. It is just ridiculous. The crazy thing as well, I've kept 130 million pounds in the bank for January if somebody wants to leave or something ridiculous happens, which is it's a possibility in FC 26, then we will be prepared for whatever happens. But dude, this team, It's only our third rebuild of the year, but it is by far the best team we have so far this year. Let's see if it's actually good enough, though, to get us into the next round of the Champions League. Who do we have this year? Starts off the way it did last year, Bayern Munich. Terrible omen. Legia Warsaw, Borussia Dortmund, Nice, Rangers. We host Rangers. In December, we travel to BK Häcken in, I believe, Sweden. And then we rounded off hosting Napoli and Juventus. It is easier than last year, but not by much. Yes! Oh, this is a relief. This is a relief. Only one loss, but the draws almost killed us. We have made it into the Champions League round of 16 automatically. Get to skip the playoffs altogether. A couple of top English clubs. Newcastle go undefeated, but 5 draws kill them. But we finished 7th. We're into the round of 16, and I'm hopeful that we can go all the way this year. This is an improvement on last year, though. Oh my God. Liverpool finished 9th, and we end up versing them now in the round of 16. An all-English affair between two bitter rivals. Our first exposure to knockout round football with Man United is against Liverpool. Come on, fellas. Layman's at a 90. Stiller, Fernandez, Sesko, and Mbeumo. Half of our team is into the damn 90s. We step up at Anfield. Rainy night in Liverpool. Oh, Yoro's out on the bench. All right, Yoro's out on the bench. I wondered why we got that. Vandenberg comes in for the first leg away at Anfield. Come on, fellas. Come on, United. 1-0. Tillman, the American, is going to give us a 1-goal lead to take back to Old Trafford. Sesko is suspended, though, for this second leg. Oh, man. Look, I'm going to throw Cunha up top. We could have had Xerxes, but I would rather an 85 rated Cunha that's off position rather than a 79 rated Xerxes. We just need the defense to step up, man. We need the defense to do their job, which, oh my God, they do their job. Cunha, Mbeumo, Amad Diallo. We have won at 3-1. Absolutely demolished Liverpool, and we're into the quarterfinals. All right, into the quarterfinals. A lot of teams I would have rather get than Atletico Madrid. Honestly, either of these teams, Marseille beat Real Madrid. They're into the quarterfinals. We're just going to focus on our task, though. April 3rd, Man United versus Atletico Madrid. Back to a full-strength starting 11. First leg at home. Tillman up to a 90. Amad Diallo is going to be there soon, shortly. Our attack is going to be all 90 soon, but we need to get our victory. Need a first leg win, which we get. Sesko bags a goal. A lot of yellow cards going around, but we will head to the Spanish capital with a 1-goal lead. Still are suspended for this leg. We just can't get a full-strength starting 11 for a second leg. Diarra in. Get the job done. Get us to the final 4. Come on, that'll do. That'll do just fine. No cards. Sesko, Bruno, and we're heading to a Champions League semi-final. This is giving, what was it, like 2019 when Ajax made it to the semi-finals? This is giving Ajax all over again. We've got them in the semi-finals. How did they go? They beat Sporting 6-0 on aggregate in the quarterfinals. Holy moly. All right, Ajax. I wasn't familiar with your game. We cannot underestimate them, though. If you make it to the Champions League semi-finals and you do it by winning 6-0 in the quarters, then you are a serious football team. First leg at Old Trafford. Need to lay the foundations, which we do not in the most comfortable of circumstances. Hingapi with a yellow card. Dolberg missed a penalty to pick a first half brace up, but Amad Diallo and Bruno Fernandes score. It is a 1-goal lead as we head to Amsterdam. All right, fellas. Trip to Amsterdam. Just do not lose, and we find ourselves in a Champions League final with Man United. Let's do it, lads. Let's do it, United. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Okay. We took the early lead via Mbeumo. Taylor and Dibaka get goals that sent it to extra time. And then 10 minutes of madness from Mbeumo and Hincapi have sent us to a Champions League final. I wanted that to be a lot more comfortable than it was, but we got there end of the day. No injuries, no suspensions. We're heading to a final. Fair bloody play though to Ajax. What a run. All right, we need to lock in though, fellas. Champions League final. Manchester United versus PSG. Two clubs that are in very polar opposite positions right now in real life. Meet in the 2028-29 Champions League final. A look around the grounds. Paris FC made it to the Europa League final. PSG's little brother. I mean, that's a good omen. If they lost in the Europa League final, hopefully PSG lose in the big dog. Atalanta beat Man City. That's not a good omen for us, though. A Manchester club and a Paris club both losing. Oh my God. We finished second in the Premier League this year. We are heading back to the Champions League, but Newcastle United win the league with 90 points. God, Man City have kind of dropped off in this rebuild. As soon as Pep Guardiola leaves, they absolutely stink it up. Sunderland, Brentford, and Burnley go down. We do win the FA Cup, though, beating Leicester in the FA Cup final, whilst West Ham United win the Carabao Cup. We have got ourselves a full-strength starting 11 for this final, and I cannot wait to use this team. Sesko's scoring goals for fun, and Buemo is the star. We've got so many good players right here at United, though. Let's get into it. Champions League final, United versus PSG. And Buemo with possession. That's a nice ball there to Fernandez. Space out wide for him. Would love an early opportunity. Bruno going, and Buemo. That is a pathetic finish, Jared. Take the touch and tuck it in the corner. Oh, that's Varane gets past us. What a save from Lamens. That should be 1-1. That should be 1-0 rather. Going. And Buemo getting in front of Garcia. And how is he offside? How is he offside there? Oh, that is brutal, dude. That is absolutely brutal. I thought that was going to be 1-0 for sure. And Rick. Oh my God, that was slow motion. Can we get him on the counter-attack there? Amad Diallo going nicely. That's a great touch from Tillman. Tough angle and a good save. That first touch killed me. Come on, Mbuemo. Put it on a dime piece, brother. Need the lead in this one. Van Hecker, our first signing, cleared off the line. Bruno. Please don't be offside. Mbuemo is the key. Mbuemo is the key. Just go with Mbuemo. There it is. His pace is absolutely killing PSG. Mbuemo's had a bunch of opportunities in this game, but finally makes his moment count, giving us the lead. Bruno, the captain. Look at this. Oh, Sesko's a mile offside. That's 2-0, but he was a mile offside. Do not let them get an equalizer. Do not, Lamens, bro. I love you. I love you, Lamens. He is saving our ass single-handedly. Bro, I'm nervous. Endrick going. Oh, that was Rodrigo. That was a nothing attempt. You are more than welcome to keep trying that. Nothing silly, fellas. We don't need to push for a second goal. Just wind the clock down. If we get a second goal as a consequence, that would be nice. And Buemo's cooked them all game long. Get at least a corner. All right, that's beautiful. I would have liked the goal, but the corner is the best next scenario because, as you can see, 30 seconds, I'm hitting R1. I'm burning some more clock as we wait for a player to come. I'm holding for as long as I can. I'm going to tap X, and I'm going to hold this ball in the corner. Tillman goes back. We're going to win a Champions League final. Let's do it with some style points now. Out to Stiller. Was going for the long shot, but it does not matter because the referee will blow the full-time whistle and make Manchester United officially Europe's best club once again. And Bruno Fernandes was an absolute superstar throughout this rebuild. He is going to be the man to lift the Champions League title and crown Manchester United Europe's best club once again. Lads, if you enjoyed today's video and you aren't already subscribed, click here to subscribe and click here to check out another video.